Hi, everyone. We are live. Welcome, and thanks for stopping in and watching. We have the wonderful Deann Shield Maiden with us today. Always fun to hang out with Deann. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Like I was telling you, backstage, I had a blast on my birthday. Thank you for coming to that. I had so much fun. And yesterday, I just kind of chilled out. I know I should be watching politics, but I kind of took a break for one day and just
Yeah.
relaxed. So I'm anxious to see what happens with the election.
Yeah, I think we all are. Happy Election Day, everyone.
Yes,
And I
happy
was
election day.
I was so happy to be a part of your birthday celebration. It was a really fun time, Deann. So
Wasn't it
thanks for
fun?
inviting
And
me.
then when my grandbabies came on at the end,
Oh
and
yeah,
my
it was
little
cool.
3-year-old grandbaby sang "Happy Birthday, Grandma," it just melted my heart.
Yeah, it was very precious, and it was a fun time.
It was.
Let me say hello to everybody in the chat real quick. I think we're going to be going over election stuff today. I was thinking about doing like Reiki, and for some reason it doesn't feel like it's right today. But I think I am going to take a minute towards the end, kind of hold the space for the group. Let's raise those vibrations and just breathe through it. It's going to be a long election night, a long couple days before we get some big results, and yeah, it's going to be a little chaotic for the next month or two. All right. Well, hello, Teresa, Martha, Aries Wanderer, Marilyn, Justin's mom, my tribe, Tarot. All right, let me see. Hey, Sid, Justin's mom, mother of three, Sunny,
It's Nancy Vasquez. She's a sweetie.
Nancy H, Mama Bear, Lisa H, Sweetie Darling Lulu, Genealogy, Sherry H, hello.
I think Mama's Bear's birthday was my yesterday too.
Oh, nice. Hi, Butterflies, Sweet and Salty, Jima, Maxine, Judith, Jay Roberts, hello. Maxine, Yvonne, Sharon, Yvette, Nancy, Angie, Carmela, Milla, Smilia. All right, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people there.
Ooh, did you vote today, Sweet and Salty? Were you saying long voting lines today?
Really, that's why I voted early. I figured there would be, so as soon as I could vote, I went and voted.
Yes, I voted about, I think, a week and a half ago. My husband got an
Me too.
extra I voted sticker, so I am wearing it today. Please go out and vote
Mine's
if
on
you
my
haven't
coat.
already. Yeah, I've heard that the it's been pretty crazy today, so that's good.
Yeah.
I feel pretty about the elections today. I mean, I think that there might be some races, um, that we might be a little disappointed with, but in the overall big picture, I see really good races.
I
Um,
think they stopped that people standing at the polls watching. I think the DOJ, I heard, had
oh
said
yeah.
something that they cannot be doing that, that is illegal. So I'm hoping that's gotten better too.
Mhm. Yeah, I went through my lists again for my Senate and
Mhm.
governor race predictions, and I still feel pretty good with what I predicted then. I do see that Arizona, the governor race, I think is going to be pretty tight,
Yeah.
with Carrie Lake and Katie Hobbs. I've stated my feelings about Katie Hobbs in the past, not debating, but I still think that Katie Hobbs is going to win, but I definitely feel like it's going to be extremely close. Um, when I was looking at the Senate races, I think I had two that Kentucky. I'm still going to say that I felt Rand Paul was going to win, but just like a very slight tilt. It felt like it was almost like totally a toss up in that race. I think Booker definitely has a chance. And South Dakota, the energy was really weird too for the Senate and governor race, where it was like a toss up, but I felt like maybe a little bit of an edge towards the Republicans.
They're pretty red, I think. My niece lives
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And very, very red, I believe, in that
But
state.
just thought it was very interesting, South Dakota. Consistently, as I've tapped into the energy, it felt like it was very, very close for some reason.
Yeah. I think, like I said, we're gonna have recounts. because
Yeah.
they're already questioning them before they even get tallied.
A lot of legal issues, things taken to court, Republicans trying to get rid of people's votes. Yeah, a rough it's gonna be a rough month or 2.
It is. It's
But
going to
I
take a
feel
while before we
Democrats are gonna
know.
prevail in the end. I definitely feel really good about the Senate. The House
Hmm.
feels like it's a little bit closer to me, but I still feel Democrats winning. So that is great news. If anybody has any questions that they want to submit, election based, or we can do maybe a couple
Susan
political
said
or world
something,
event stuff.
and
Hmm?
Susan said something, and Psychic Lynn, or Susan
Okay.
Medium, she had said that, and I agree with her that the polls, they keep kind of making it look like the Republicans have the lead
Hmm.
or that it's even. But she said that she feels that there are many women that are not telling their husbands that they're voting Democrat, that they're just going to go in there and they're going to do it. So when they have the polls taken, they may say they're voting Republican, but they're not. Because
Right.
I think the Roe versus Wade and threatening to take away birth control, all that stuff, there are women that aren't going to like that a
Yeah, I
lot.
mean, I agree. I've been saying for I think the last couple weeks. I feel I feel the polling's definitely way off. They're
Hmm.
going after a lot of likely voters, and there's going to be a lot of voters that typically don't come out for. They will be voting because of Roe v. Wade, and I see a lot of independents and younger people coming out voting for Democrats in the election because they sense that our democracy is at stake, and that's really important. And
Yeah.
also, too, if you look on what the news is telling you, all of the polls collected in like last month, well, maybe not all of the polls, but a good majority of the polls that have been taking place for the elections the last month or 2, um,
Hmm.
are all by like Republican polling groups. So it's
Yes.
really skewing those results too.
But that's what they're going to do. They're going to look at those polls and they're going to say, oh, well, this can't be right. The polls had the Republicans winning, and then it's not going to turn out that way. And
Right.
they're going to be questioning it. They're doing that on purpose, I think.
Yeah. Well, and they like to instill fear to get the ratings up too.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I've been telling people for the last month or 2, don't, try not to watch the news. Maybe do it in small intakes, but it's really important that we stay really focused on, manifesting that Democratic win, that big blue wave, picture it coming in,
Yes.
um, and staying on the positive and not being consumed by the fear. It's very important.
Yep. I'm going to spend the night praying and meditating and, for everything to go our way. I really feel like it's going to.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
that is
and
my hope.
that was what I didn't say it, but the Republicans, the polling places are doing that so that they can say Dems cheated.
That's why.
And right, I definitely agree with that, Jazzy.
Yes.
That is part of their
Strategy.
motivation behind that, their strategy.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, and likely voters will probably not represent newly registered young women. I feel like there's a lot of momentum. Um, I mean, we're seeing that with the early voting turnout, but even just from my friends and everything, everybody seems like okay, I'm making sure to vote, which I think is great. When we have high voter turnout, it typically benefits Democrats. So I see that being a big plus for us.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends and family that are Republican, and I love them, but I think I'm going to keep my distance during this time for a little bit,
Mhm.
just because they're feeling very strongly, I'm feeling very strongly, and you kind of butt heads right now with everything going on and with them saying there's going to be cheating. So I'm going to lay low here for till this is over.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I just try to. I mean, I live in Ohio. I have a lot of friends and family that are Republican, and I think for me, in the past, I've tried to put some facts in their brain, and they don't want to hear it. So I've just got to the point where I don't waste my time and energy on that. Um,
No, no, and
it's too
but it seems like
exhausting.
it comes up, especially right now because we're so close. You
Hmm.
know.
I don't know who's running in the Virginia second House seat. You have to put the names on that for me. Yeah, and records were broken by early voters. Absolutely. And I think
Yeah,
they're
I
they're
saw
producing
that.
on the news long lines for voting right now too.
What did Linda say? They're going to be like ants, just nothing's going to
Mhm.
stop them. People are going to vote. That the people standing there with their guns and trying to intimidate them, that's just going to make them madder and saying, nope, you're not taking
Right.
my vote.
I do think that there's going to be a lot of civil unrest, especially in some of these big places. I feel Arizona especially, but there'll be other states where there's a lot of civil unrest, and I
Yeah.
think it's really important, for our own safety to maybe take a day or two to just kind of stay inside or keep things calm. Let's not try to work them up even more because I feel most of the situations will be controlled or the FBI will be on top of a lot of that. But um, yeah, I definitely feel like there's some unrest and protests, violence. So, but yeah, if anybody has any questions, go ahead and write them in all caps with a couple heart emojis, and we'll get those started for you. Okay.
Yeah, I was watching Nancy Pelosi today, an interview she had with somebody, I can't think of his name, the guy with the gray hair who's,
Hmm.
I can't think of his name. But anyway, it was hard to watch her because she was trying not to break down. You could see her
Yeah,
lip quivering, and she's such a strong lady, and she was really trying hard not to.
Pelosi.
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
almost, and she said Paul had a hard time going back in that house. She said it just almost like post-traumatic stress, being
Mhm.
back in there. And so she's telling him not to watch the news. She's not letting him watch the news because, it's just she don't want him seeing all that negativity after what he went through. But it looks
What's
like
your
he's going to
feeling
be
on
okay.
what's your feeling on Pelosi? If Democrats, I feel like if Democrats keep the House, which is what I'm feeling, like I said, I think
Hmm.
it will be close. Do you think Pelosi is going to retire from the speaker position?
If Democrats win the House, will Pelosi retire? Will Pelosi retire if Democrats win the House? I think she may, yes,
Yeah,
if Democrats win.
I've
If
got a good feeling about Hakeem Jeffries or Jamie Raskin is the next possible speaker for Dems. I feel like it's going to be a man.
Yeah, she's at the age, and then with what happened to her husband, he may talk her out to getting out of it,
Hmm.
just because of her safety. They may
Right.
end up even wanting to move because he don't feel safe in that house anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have any House races, put the Democrat and the Republican name, please, so that I can focus on them. Um,
Yeah, I think they're going to end up selling that house.
oh, the House, their House?
Pelosi's.
I can
Hmm.
see that, yeah. No, she says the attack is affecting her decision. Thank you, Susie. Yes, I still see Fetterman winning.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm with Michelle. I've never been part of a poll, so they're not
Me
representing
neither.
me either.
Never have they asked me to be. Where do they find these people that they poll? Are they just
Hmm.
going to red states and polling?
I think a lot of older people.
Mm.
Yeah, I know other people have said Schiff as a speaker. I'm not feeling that, although I think he would be a great speaker. Adam Schiff.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah, I've never felt Schiff as a speaker. That's just me, though. All right. I have some questions we can get into. Um,
Sid, I feel you. Let's see.
tell us Beto wins his election. I'll get into it. I'll let you go first, though.
Is Beto O'Rourke going to win the election? Beto win. Okay. I'm feeling he will. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he will right away. It won't have to be a recount, but let's see.
I feel Texas is going to be very close, but I've definitely been feeling a building momentum towards Beto. Um, and I do still feel very cautious. So let's all ask and send white lights of protection and ask for the most benevolent outcomes in Texas, because Archangel Michael come in and watch over Beto work, because I do feel like there's still some cautious energy about his safety. I picked that up very strongly. But as of right now, I do think that he's going to win. It's going to be very close, though. And
Yeah.
it's going to take a while. There'll probably be lawsuits in that state, and it'll be a nail biter for sure.
Yep. I definitely got, I got a yes on this card too.
Momentum.
Yep.
That's my momentum card.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Momentum and good news, the beginning of some good news. And I don't know, I got the, what is this here? The 10 of Wands in reverse. So I think that's a good sign too. They've got right now a lot of problems, but I think he's duty bound to win, and I think that they're going to be resound to their fate. So they're all three yes cards. So
I definitely, like I said, I definitely feel a big momentum, and I've felt that like the last week, like a lot of people like really, going to bat for Beto and getting out there and voting for him.
When I feel this in reverse, it's gonna be a relief to people. Instead of holding on to that bird, it's gonna be a big relief for a lot of people when he wins. They're gonna be able to let go of a lot of those burdens they have there.
And at one point too, I felt like all the infrastructure issues in Texas, like I felt really good about a lot of them being resolved, and like a Democrat governor coming in and resolving that. Hi, Lori. How are you?
I love Beto. He goes on Fox News too, and he will debate them on there. And I wish more of our Democratic leaders would go on Fox News, because those people need to hear the truth, and they're not hearing it.
Who else? Tim Ryan was on Fox News too.
Was she?
Tim Ryan from Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had Kim in my head. I was thinking female.
Oh, Tim. It's okay.
Oh, I thought you said Kim.
No, Tim Ryan from Ohio. He's running against J.D. Vance for the Senate race.
Oh, okay.
Who I feel good for Tim Ryan too. I think he's going to win it. A lot of these races are so close, though. It feels like really it could go either way. But I still feel pretty good with my predictions I did a couple weeks ago. Oh, she's doing good. Yeah. Is it going to be another hurricane, or is it just going to be a strong tropical storm? I know it's affecting more of the Atlantic side, I believe. Yeah, we can look at the hurricane.
Where's the hurricane coming at? I haven't watched that. We got another hurricane?
Florida, from the Atlantic side. I think is it Hurricane Nicole, or it's not a hurricane yet. I think it's a tropical storm right now.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, if we have time, we can look at that.
I hate to say it, I follow the politics and stuff, but I don't have cable, so I don't really watch the weather and things like that. How will the media
be a good thing to throw cards on?
The media feel by the end of the week? Yeah, the ones on Fox or the ones on all of them?
Right. Well,
which one do we want to read on? I'll do Fox.
If you want to read on Fox, go for it.
Okay. I'm just curious, how are they going to feel by the end of the week? You could do CNN and MSNBC.
Yeah, I thought that was really good too, Patricia, with Tim Ryan. I don't know why I said Paul Ryan.
Well, I got the Knight of Swords. They're going to be trying to defend themselves and their beliefs and who they think really won. They're going to be trying to defend themselves. the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, manipulative, trying to defend themselves, trying to manipulate the people. But it's going to be, they're going to be upset because there's going to be, I got the Seven of Pentacles, there's going to be some slow progress and delays. So they're going to be upset about that.
Yeah.
So right now, yeah.
Well, I just had a couple jumpers, and my first card out, we have the Tower. So that is like unexpected news, being kind of blindsided by everything. But also, too, I think that this is the overall energy of this election. It's kind of a tower, like I said before, I feel like there's going to be a lot of unrest. A lot of things are going to be very, very clear, even in a week's time, head in the clouds, things being cloudy. But one thing that they will know, the women are coming out.
Yeah.
And I see a big focus on the women. So I think it's going to be a lot of shock and awe with the Tower. I don't think a lot of the races, there'll be a good amount of races that they haven't called yet. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty. But one thing is clear is you don't mess with women and treat them like second-class citizens. So.
Well, and I would think the LGBT community would all be voting, and I think anybody, Hispanic, anybody of color, the way they have been talking such racist views, they are going to be voting. Women are going to be voting.
Yeah.
Young people who want their student loans to be help with that, and they don't want to be in debt the rest of their life, they're going to be voting. I think we got a really good chance to.
Yeah. Gloria, it's really important to not tap into that fear energy. Visualize those Democrats winning, that blue wave coming in.
What was Lisa Foster? She said, "Oh, hell no." What was?
Just probably treating women like second-class citizens. You don't.
Right. We're not going to take that. We don't want to be the Handmaid's Tale.
All right. Well, I already posted my predictions, but what do you get on the Kansas governor race, Deann?
Kansas governor. Let me see. Okay, let me ask this one. Is Kelly gonna win? I'm getting no on Kelly.
That's a Democrat. I wasn't feeling the Democrat winning either. Sorry to say.
Yeah, I'm getting no on Kelly.
But the Democrat was the incumbent too. Do you want to just throw a couple cards and see?
Yeah.
I looked at it again, but I didn't really feel it.
Is Kelly he's the Democrat there, right?
Kelly, yeah, it's Laura Kelly. It's a woman.
Laura Kelly, yeah. Well, let me see. I'll read. You want to read on Kelly or the other one?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Let me see. What's the...
Does she not have the financial backing that the other guy has? I'm not
I have no idea. Thank you so much, Patricia. Blessings.
Let me ask.
Does Kelly have the financial backing?
Okay. Well, it's something having to do, I'm getting with the Nine of Pentacles. I'm feeling like something, I don't know, with the finances, not getting enough donations or some reckless spending involved in that. But it may have to do with money, but I got the Four of Cups. So that, regret, some regret or a missed opportunity. So there's something that she missed the opportunity. I want her to win, and I hope that I'm wrong, but I got the Three of Swords, brokenhearted. And then I got that discontentment and being stagnant. So
hold on one second.
There's some conflict about it.
Yeah. Susie, isn't Derek Schmidt the Republican running? Yeah. Yeah, Kelly's the incumbent. I think that's what you were saying. Okay.
Yeah. There's going to be conflict maybe about that
I got conflict too, but I feel like it'll
particular
be close.
race.
But I have at the bottom I have the Wheel of Fortune for Schmidt and the Chariot, and he's got the Emperor in his future. I like I said, I think that was my one Democrat to Republican flip out of all my predictions, and I felt like it was going to go to the Republicans.
Is Kansas
I hope I'm wrong.
pretty red? Is Kansas pretty red state?
Kansas is red, but they came out in droves to vote for their
See if it'll be close.
that they had on their ballot and voted against it. So a lot of people came out to vote for that, but for whatever reason,
close.
I do think it's going to be close too. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong.
There might be a recount. I'm not sure. It won't say this is maybe, but it's saying it's going to be a close one.
Yeah. All right.
I hate it when I don't get what I want.
Me too. And that's where it makes it hard too, I feel like, because sometimes like here in Ohio, I really want Tim Ryan to win. And so you have to kind of go in and really kind of just really clear yourself of like any bias that you may have and just really try to do it from an unbiased perspective when you're predicting these kind of races. And it's hard too because some of these races are going to be so close. So
yeah. Well, and sometimes it's good if I don't know which one is which, or who they are, because then I'm reading with absolutely no bias. And I'm like you, when I have a bias, I have to really try to back off.
Yeah.
Well, can I declare herself?
I get a definite yes. I got that earlier, actually. I wrote it down in my notes that I felt like she would declare she won before.
I get a strong yes.
Tonight too, I think.
Okay. Carrie Lake declare herself the winner tonight. Yes.
That's very true, Susie. If they would have saved that abortion vote till now, it would have helped. I absolutely agree with that. I think Kansas is normally a red state. I believe so. Yes. But let's all send was it Kelly? Laura Kelly, is that the Democrat in Kansas? Let's all send her a lot of positive energy. And if you're from Kansas, huh?
I said maybe we send her enough positive energy, we can change the results.
Yeah. I think it will be close. So as we keep saying, make sure to go out and vote. Get your friends and family out to vote too. It's so important.
Rennie Sloth says she thinks Kansas has been a red state for a long time.
Yeah, I think so too. Yes, I've been saying for a while, Art Maker, that Rump will announce his run for president. I don't see it getting there, and I was predicting it in the summer, and I think that was really his intention to really kind of build his ego up. And with this red wave that they think is coming, he could say, "Oh, I'm the reason for it. I'm the reason why people came out and voted in these midterms." He really wanted to announce his presidency beforehand, but they told him that they wouldn't pay for his legal bills. So and they really didn't want him getting in the mix.
I think if he does, it's mostly to keep himself out of trouble. He thinks it's going to defend him from being indicted. But I also don't think he wants to lose again. It would kill him. Look how he's acted over losing this time.
Right.
Cohen said he don't really want to run. He doesn't want to be shown as a loser again.
All his donations he's getting.
And he won't be able to grift as much. He'll have to, name those donations. So he don't want to run, but he may feel he has to protect himself.
Right. Well, and I see him really too. Things are really starting to get nasty with him and DeSantis. And
what did he call him today? What was his nickname for him? DeSanctimonious, he called him.
Oh yeah.
Because the Satan said that he was chosen by God, to and he has a whole big ad about how God chose him. So he did. The nickname does fit, the sanctimonious, but
But it's just very interesting, and Trump wants to make sure that he's out on top. And if he does choose to run, which I've never seen, um, he's not going to have anybody like Ron DeSantis possibly able to take a spot.
They interviewed a lot of Trump supporters on who would they vote for between Trump and DeSantis, and shockingly enough, they all said Trump. Most of them. They want to keep him as the governor.
This is interesting. MSNBC is reporting that Arizona is having issues tabulating ballots, causing a backlog. Will this mean the GOP will use this as an excuse to claim Democratic cheating? I got a very strong yes. I got a very strong yes as soon as I saw that. And Arizona, I've been telling you for the longest time, I felt like that state was going to get really, really bad.
I'm getting a really strong yes on that one too. They're going to say that, yeah, use it as an excuse to say they cheated. Any excuse they can get.
There'll be other things too, but yeah, and Susie makes the point that he wants to save himself from indictment. Actually, I see an indictment coming for Trump before the end of the year. I think shortly after elections.
I think last time I looked, I was getting November. Let me see. Will Trump be indicted this year? Yes. Let me see. Will it be in? We're in. Will it be in November? Will it be in November? Will it be in December? I'm getting December. But I don't know. Maybe time is hard. So November, December. This.
I think he would have. I think he would have been indicted had it not been so close to the election, and we all know how careful Garland is with everything. So I think he didn't want to upset Republicans and get them all riled up to go vote in the midterms. Increase their turnout. Hi, Jane. I saw Sheila too. Hello.
Yeah, I asked again. I keep getting December, so we'll see. I'll be happy. Sooner would be better by me.
Yeah,
there may be a lot of junk going on with this election and recounting and all this stuff.
Well, we can read on the former guy's mood tomorrow.
Hi, Sharon Sight.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the chat real quick. Oh yeah, and Trump even says that he's not making a big announcement next Tuesday. I have to tell you guys, be worried about it because I don't see him in the long run. He will not be the Republican nominee. I don't even think he'll make it to that primary to be voted. I don't think that the hurricane coming in is going to be anything remotely as destructive as Ian. We'll read on it if you want. I have it start, but I see some damage with it. It feels like it's more wind rather than that huge storm surge.
We just had one.
Yeah, this is hitting more the Gulf side, but I think there'll be wind and stuff on the other side. Yes, we have it's a high adrenaline day. Tons of questions. Sorry. Yes, let's hit that thumbs up, please. I would greatly appreciate that. We have 400 people watching. Oh, thank you so much, Running Sloth. Blessing.
Yeah. Sweet.
Very generous of you. Thank you. All right. I think I got that. JR wants to know, will the student loan forgiveness plan be approved and when?
Okay.
I'm feeling yes, and Mark came in is what I'm feeling.
Okay, I get yes. And let me see, when will they have the student loan forgiveness? Okay, we're getting close. I'm getting like into March or April.
So yeah, it feels like beginning of spring.
It's springtime.
But I get a definite yes. I definitely see that going through, JR.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, for my daughter. She needs that.
All right. Tammy Wilson, will she replace Jim Jordan? I don't think so, but we can throw on it.
Will Tammy Wilson replace Jim Jordan? Will Tammy Wilson replace Jim Jordan? I'm getting no.
Yeah, I'm getting a no with my pendulum too. I'll throw a couple cards on it. I know that his district is really red. I don't want you guys to worry. Because a lot of them I do see having to leave office because of their involvement in J6. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Doug wants to know where your tiara is at, Deann.
I know. You're right. You're right. Oh, down here? Get it on here.
Hey.
There.
What does it say?
Aged to perfection.
It's cute. Hey, Kevin, the healing medium. Hope you're doing well.
Pink glasses. I got no.
That was, when I looked at it, I felt instantly no. I'm sorry to say. But like I said, he's going down one way or another. If he gets reelected, he won't be in there.
Stressed about it. Jim Jordan is.
Yeah, he's definitely going down.
I probably shouldn't wear a tiara.
Well, let's read on Kevin McCarthy. Will he be speaker? I'll throw some cards on this for sure. But
okay, I'm gonna use my pendulum and then I'll throw some cards. Well, Kevin McCarthy.
I'm getting a big no. Big no. He will not be Speaker of the House.
Mine is saying no. You can see it. Mine is saying no as well. That side to side is no on mine.
Yeah, mine counterclockwise is no. All right, let's take a look at Kevin McCarthy.
I'm not getting good cards at all for him.
What are you getting?
Well, I got the devil here in reverse. Yeah. He's a very self-indulgent person. There's going to be some clashing about it, and he's going to be very antagonistic. But I also got the Seven of Swords in reverse, and it talks about confessing or coming clean, and his conscience cooking in. So I got a feeling he's going to have to do some answering to some questions, maybe regarding the January 6th, things like that, because he may confess and come clean about something. It talks about, it got the Two of Cups, and that was in reverse. So disharmony and disconnection, incompatibility, being unhappy. So, and him walking away right there. So he's going to be walking away, abandoning, his position possibly, or trying to escape. I think he may be into some trouble.
I picked that up too. I feel he has to leave, actually. I don't think he's voted out. I have his back turned, trying to find a better future for himself and retreat.
Yep. Me too. I got moving on.
Interesting. And I'm almost wondering too, if this is even possible. But I don't know if, with all the court issues, if all the seats are going to be determined come whenever they're sworn in. Because I get that it's still kind of unclear. Um, and maybe at first it might look like he might be, but then it turns out after these court cases that he's not. He's got this in the past too. But I definitely see, like I said, a lot of burden. This is him retreating, not doing well, not feeling well. Um, I think at some point he's going to have to leave or decide he doesn't want to be in there anymore. Because it's coming right next to the King of Swords, which I think he is an air sign.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if it will all be in order by then.
I wonder if he's going to be one of the ones to get in trouble. You know, I mean, he is going to be in trouble for something because it's looking like.
What did Susan Lynn say, Lisa? Yeah, the energy felt really kind of weird with that. Like maybe at first it might seem like he would be it, because I feel like the House is. I don't see a landslide for Dems in the House. I think it's going to be pretty, but.
Yeah, because I also could read this in reverse as letting go of the devil. You know what I mean? Letting go of being connected to him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Feeling into Trump.
And he's going to confess and come clean.
Yeah.
He's going to have to confess and come clean, you know. Talks about his conscience kicking in, but that's probably what he'll say. I just felt like I had to come forward when he knows he's in trouble.
Right. Oh, Lisa Foster said that Susan Lynn said that the election probably wouldn't even be determined in January. That's really interesting.
Oh, really?
Do you want to read on that?
Take a while to.
Yeah, because I guess it would be up in the air still. Like it didn't look like it was coming in.
Should be solved this month. They know the results of the election in November. No, in November they're still going to be fighting over it in December. I get December. Trump being indicted in December, that them getting the election results under.
What about Trump being indicted?
I get that he's going to be indicted in December.
That's not what we're reading on.
No. It was something else I asked on about besides that. I said that they won't find out about the election results probably for sure until December, and that is when I get him being indicted.
I think we'll have a good idea of like where the races are at, but I do think that there's going to be a lot of court cases and a lot of delaying of stuff. And I just asked if we would know if all of the results would be determined in January, and I just got a big no with my pendulum. So maybe that's why it feels like energy's a little weird with that question. Yeah, it's going to be chaos. That's what I've been saying, Lisa. We just have to breathe. Like I said, stay in that positive. I feel very strongly that everything's going to be okay. And I've been saying for the longest time, I feel all of these new progressive things getting passed in the next year or two, and that would not happen if Democrats lost the House. So.
Forget where I read it, but their Democrats are talking about wanting to up Social Security $200, which that will help a lot, and that will bring a lot of Social Security people on Social Security. That's enough for them to vote. And you say you're going to take away their Social Security on the Republican side? You know, I can't even. There's Republicans on Social Security.
Oh, right, and that's what I don't get is how people can be so brainwashed and deluded to vote against, what's best for you. Yeah, that's mostly the Republican base is a lot of older voters, and they are talking openly about making big changes to Social Security and Medicare, or scrapping it altogether.
Yeah, they were saying they wanted to review it every 5 years. Now they're saying every year.
Oh, that's a good point too, Joanne. Maybe things will be delayed because of indictments or arrests.
Maybe.
She said Congress wouldn't be ready on time. Yeah, I just was picking that up, reading on those cards.
It's gonna be
interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be. I've been saying it's gonna be crazy. It's important that we all try to stay calm and as grounded as possible. Do you see Tim Ryan beating JD Vance today. I feel
Okay.
Tim Ryan's going to win, as I said earlier, but we can check today. I just checked a day or two ago.
Tim Ryan win in Chicago. I get yes, he's going to win. Tim Ryan.
It's going to be close, though. Like, it's going to be close.
Will it be close?
Yeah, I get
Will it
win.
be close? Will it be close? I get yes, it'll be close. But I get Tim Ryan winning.
Yeah, I'm going to get yes for Tim Ryan, too. All right. This will be one that we have to watch tonight as results come in this district, the Virginia 2nd, because that should be a good sign to show where the energy is going between this house races. I think Elena Luria is going to win.
Will Elena Luria win in Virginia? Will Elena Luria win in Virginia?
I get a yes.
I get a yes on Elena.
Yeah, I think she's
also.
good.
But it was a small yes, so I don't know if that's another recount situation or what, or a close race or something. But I did get yes.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to look at Indiana Senate? I think it's Senate.
McDermott versus.
Let me see. Yeah, it's a Senate.
Indiana.
I felt that the Republican Young was going to win.
Will McDermott win? Will Republican Young win? Will Republican? I'm getting Republican Young. Young. I'm getting Young winning.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point, Tana, because Republicans don't want to believe that they want to take away our Social Security. I'm just saying, though, it's definitely voting against their own interests because they have said it. They have said it. But, you know, these Republicans are so brainwashed, and like we were talking about it earlier, like there's no talking to them. They see whatever, they're just very not in reality. They don't see things very clearly. It's a cult, and they're brainwashed. Yeah, I don't feel good about the Democrat in Indiana. I'm sorry to say, Indiana has been pretty red. Yes, big blue wave tonight. Love it.
Yes, we need it.
All right. Well, Lisa, I did talk about this one a little bit because I did feel the energy shift. I'm giving I'm just gonna give this race a total toss up. I feel like it really could go either way after just reading on it.
Is Booker gonna win? Is Booker gonna win for Kentucky? Will Booker win? Will Rand Paul win? It's given me a maybe on Booker and a really small yes on Rand Paul. So I don't know if that means it's going to be really a close one, or there's going to be.
I said earlier, it felt like it's just a tiny. If I were to predict it, I feel like it's going to be so close, but like just like the tiniest tilt towards Rand Paul. But I definitely don't. I wouldn't be surprised if Booker won.
Yeah, that might be one that they got to recount.
People go out and vote in Kentucky, and let's elect Booker in there. I definitely feel very strong energy around Booker. I would say even if he doesn't win that race, I definitely feel like he's definitely got a big career in politics in the future.
Yep. It wasn't a large yes. It was just a tiny, like I said, it was like the tiniest. So I think, like you said, it's going to be super close.
I felt the energy shift there before where, like I said, it really could be either way. But I also feel the same way about the Arizona governor race, too. Do we want to read? How about we read on that?
The Arizona governor race?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody asked or if I wrote. It's Carrie Lake is a Republican versus Katie Hobbs. I still feel Katie Hobbs is going to win, but it's going to be very close.
Katie Hobbs win. Will Katie Hobbs win? Is Katie Hobbs going to win?
Katie Hobbs be seated.
I feel like Katie Hobbs is going to, but I don't think it's going to be by huge numbers. I think it's might be close to.
I just asked and got a yes for Katie Hobbs, but it's going to be very close and very contested.
I keep getting stuff in my email for Katie Hobbs wanting me to donate, saying she's going to lose, she's going to lose. This is really close. Donate this much money. But I get so many things wanting me to donate. You can't tell everybody.
Oh, I know. And then once you do, it's like they email you all the time. Thank you so much. Blessings, Maxine. Lisa Foster, I know she's in Kentucky. She said, this is the first election, first time ever voting. I had to stand in line. That is awesome news, Lisa.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. There's always energy shifting a little bit. Did you throw for Hobbs?
Yeah, I just threw one card, and I got justice. So this is a yes card.
And it's also contested in court, and that's what I've been saying about Arizona.
Yep. Yeah, there's going to be legal disputes, it says.
Mm-hmm.
This can be for legal disputes as well. Honesty and integrity. So yeah, I think you're right, the legal disputes.
Jasmine says Carrie Lake is having a press conference right now complaining that her opponent refused to debate her. Is Lake smelling the upset? Well, I don't know about that, but I've said it before. I feel like that was a huge mistake on Hobbs' part. And did not make her look good by refusing to debate her. It made her look very weak and like a coward. I think that's why I feel like it's shifting and so close, to be honest with you.
There was a lot of them that didn't show up for debates. And then Herschel Walker says, that they get mad because they're just accusing us of stuff because the Democrats don't have a plan. He goes, I have a plan. He goes, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. He said, because the Democrats will still. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a plan, but I'm not going to tell you.
My thing is, and I like Katie Hobbs, and I think she's very smart, but I think that, when you have somebody so, like, Carrie Lake is crazy. She's evil. When you have somebody so dangerous like that, you really need to stand up to that bully, especially when you're in such a big leadership position, and debate them and say that they're wrong and call them out for their lies. You can't just go and hide from it. You really kind of have to stand up to the bully. And I do think that hurt her. I don't think that was a smart choice. All right, let's look at this Hurricane Nicole. I don't think if it is a hurricane, it's not going to be I think it will be like a category 1. I feel more wind damage with this than flooding.
I'm getting there will not be a ton of damage. It's not going to be a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Might be some. Is it going to be as bad as the last hurricane? It's not going to be as bad as the last hurricane.
No, I don't think anywhere near as bad. But we're definitely we do all have to be careful too. I've learned with these hurricanes that they can be unpredictable.
Turn on a dime.
We do need to send out protection, and the most positive outcomes for everybody in the path of this storm, Hurricane Nicole, or it might be if it's a hurricane. I feel like it just makes it into a hurricane level, but I feel more wind with it. But I don't see it being catastrophic. Yeah, I mean, I agree to a point, but I mean, if Biden wouldn't have debated Trump, that would not have been a good look for Biden. I mean, you're running for, the highest position in that state or for our country. You have to have the courage to stand up to the bully. That's how I feel. Yeah, but Jasmine, we've been saying, I actually think the debate actually helped Fetterman, and I think people were having sympathy for him. I don't trust the polling. It's been skewed by a lot of these Republican strategists, so they can say Democrats cheated and look, that we were so up in the polling. How could that be? How could they have won? It's all to go with their narrative and their election denial.
Yeah, and they were picking on Fetterman because he's having problems since his stroke with his speech. Getting it from the brain to the mouth. But he's cognitive is fine, but he just his speech, and so they have of all things, Dr. Oz, a doctor,
Yeah.
talking smack about him for a health problem.
Where are they saying? Is this tropical storm supposed to hit? It feels like it's wide, but I feel like the the worst part of the storm is more like central Atlantic. Like, but I do feel like they will have effects along the Atlantic coast with like small storm surge, but it feels like it's pretty minor. I feel more of the wind damage with Hurricane Nicole, but it feels like it hits most strongly in like the middle Atlantic part of the eastern side of Florida is what I was feeling. I don't know what cities are in Florida. Let me look on my map real quick. Like I said, these storms are very unpredictable. So it feels like it's going to hit most hard, um, like south of Orlando, just a little bit south of Orlando on that Atlantic side.
Thomas said the storm is supposed to go on around the West Palm Beach.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it might be a little bit more north, but like I said, I do feel like most of the Atlantic coast of Florida will have some kind of effect from it. I feel like it's a big system, but more wind damage. And then go. That's interesting because I did have in my prediction. I felt my 2020 predictions. I felt a storm. For me, it felt like it clipped the southern part and went up in the Carolinas. Like I said, these things change. They're very unpredictable with these storms, but yeah, I think it's going to be okay. I'm not picking up like major catastrophes. It feels like it's more wind damage.
So they're saying category 1 hurricane, Gloria
I think
said.
it will be if it's a Cat 1. It when it hits landfall, I think it's going to be downgraded very quickly to a tropical storm.
So the eye itself is going to be around Palm Beach area, Thomas
Okay.
said.
I feel like it might be a little bit more north, but maybe not much. All right.
Jennifer said that she disagreed on the Kerry Lake debate. Who in politics has had success debating crazy? No one yet. Yeah, but sometimes you can call them out on their crazy.
Right.
And you can tell people the facts and show that how they're crazy they're being.
I think it was
otherwise they think it's true.
I think it was a mistake for her campaign not to debate. I mean, that's how I feel. We're all entitled to believe what we want to believe. Like I said, I like Katie Hobbs. I think it's going to be close. I think she's going to win, but I think she'd have a bigger margin of victory had she debated her.
Because she's a good speaker.
Yeah, she is, and she's very smart. You can just tell she's very, very articulate and smart. All right, we have time for a couple more questions. Okay, we looked at that. Do we want to read on
Dr. Pepper before I'd ever trust Oz.
What?
Somebody said I'd trust Dr. Pepper before I'd ever trust Dr. Oz.
That's funny. Want to take a look at Stacy? How's Stacy going to do?
Yeah.
I feel Stacy's going to win. It's going to be a runoff, though, I feel.
Is Stacey Abrams going to win? Okay, I get yes, she's going to win with my pendulum.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Ooh, I got good cards for it. Actually, this is actually really interesting. She's coming through as the Queen of Rods, so all that passion, ambitious energy. I think that being a public service, she really enjoys helping people. And really, we have Stacey Abrams to thank for the last election at Going Blue. She's put in all that hard work, It's interesting because I have the Two of Swords, so there's the energy feels like it's a little stuck. But if you look at the two too, it could be like two elections, like that runoff is how I took it. Like I said, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be close. Energy's a little stale, and then she's got the government position. She's the leader with the Hierophant. So yeah,
Okay.
I feel good about Stacy.
Well, I got at the top of it the Eight of Cups in reverse. So I'm not sure. It talks about being non-committal or staying in a bad situation. So I just what would you take of that? Not wanting to walk away, or they're not wanting to commit to her. But I did get that there's going to be some disappointing news about, not for her, I don't think, but I think that it shows up as a confident
I had her as
queen.
a Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Wands too.
Yeah, I get her being a very confident, independent, passionate, determined woman who's very assertive, charismatic. So I
Mm-hmm.
get the end of a conflict because of her. So I think that the people are going to walk away, but they're not going to want to. They're not going to want to commit to it. They're not going to want to accept it. They're very emotionally immature. They're going to act very immature
Yeah,
about it. But she's the queen. She's confident. She is independent and passionate. But there will be an end to the conflict. I think if votes need to be recounted or whatever, they will be recounted. And yeah, people are going to have to agree that she won. So that's what I'm.
yeah. All right. Well, actually, I think I'm. Thank you so much, Jasmine.
But I don't know. I wonder if there is going to be a recount on that too. Do you get that's going to be pretty close?
That's the recount or the
Yeah.
What do you mean
The,
recount for
yeah.
Georgia
Will
or
the
do you
vote
mean?
feel like it's close with her?
I feel it's going to go into a runoff. So in Georgia, their
Mm-hmm.
rules are if you don't hit 50%, then they have a second election in December. And it would
Mm-hmm.
be the two. Um, and I think that there's a libertarian running in Georgia, where it might turn into a runoff. But I feel pretty good about Stacey Abrams. She really has. Um, she is really a force in Georgia and really gets people out there to vote.
Yeah. I just think if she wins, they're not going to want to accept it though.
Oh well, right, but that's going to be everywhere. It's going to be
Yeah,
everywhere.
but I mean, with her, I think really they're not going to. They're not going to want to. They're not going to
Really,
want.
if you want my opinion, I feel Stacey Abrams should have won last time
I do
and
too.
was, cheated out of that opportunity. But
She worked her
for
butt off.
entertainment
She should have
purposes
won.
only. All right. All right, everyone. So for election day, let's all just take a moment and just, find our center a little bit. Let's just do a little bit of breathing work and let's manifest this big blue wave coming in for Democrats, securing all these wins. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You can kind of imagine like an anchor from your butt, like connecting you really strongly into the ground. And just letting go of all of that, the fears and worries, just quieting the mind a little bit. And let's envision this big blue tsunami coming in, and all of those leaders that we want to be elected, that they are sworn in, that they are the leaders, and just all of us cheering and just so happy that we got these wins and we keep the majority. Like I said before, just try to release any of those doubts or worriness. Let's only think about those things that make us feel joyous and happy and put that energy out into the universe. And it does feel like it's very powerful energy. So I could definitely feel a lot of people connecting to this. And this is the energy that we need to put out there. Like I said, let's not put out worry and doubt, attract that kind of energy. We want to, we want that joyous energy, that good vibrations, that good feeling energy to be put out. And just imagining the world that you want to live in, you know, those leaders that can provide that world for you winning. All right. And I'm going to just clear the energy with my singing bowl for just a second. All right. I don't know how well this is going to sound on YouTube with my microphone, but
Sounded good.
yeah, just shift that energy. I feel much better after doing that. How do you feel, Deann?
I do too. I really feel positive. I'm not worried. I really feel like the Democrats, when all is said and done and recounted and everything like that, I think we're going to be fine. And I think things are going to get better. I think there's more of us than there are of them. And there are some of them that don't want to vote Democrat, but they're going to anyway, just because they don't want the Roe versus Wade and all that overturned. So I think a lot of Republicans are going to vote Democrat this time either, even though they don't tell their husbands.
Yeah,
so
and I mean,
we're going to do good.
Let's not pay attention to the news.
Nope.
Let's not pay attention to the polling. Let's look at the facts that this is the highest early voting turnout period.
Yeah.
And when people turn out and vote, Democrats win elections. So
yep. We're going to manifest this. It's going to happen. We're going to be all right. Everything's going to be good.
I pulled this card just for like a universal message for all of us, something that we needed to hear before we end. And I think it goes so fitting with what I was saying. Our postcard from Spirit is "You are magical." There's a little mermaid on there. And it's saying, "Dear you are in such good shape right now that we're all doing a happy dance. In this moment, you have the power to make a choice to get with Spirit and co-create a miracle. You may wonder where this is all going, but if you want to manifest your desires for the highest good, you need to stay focused on the now. All power is the present moment. Ask yourself, what are your dominant thoughts now? What beliefs are you motivated by? Do you have clarity right now? How is your conscious contact with the divine? Are you plugging in or trying to do life all by your small self? Get rid of negative energy now. Resentments be gone. Forgiveness and love enter, please. You can do your life beautifully and create the most powerful future right here, right now, in this moment. Aren't you thrilled to know you have such a huge cheering section over here? Love and hugs always. Yes, it's so important that that law of attraction, staying focused on what we want to manifest for the highest good, that world that we're looking for in the future. These Democrats taking, office, that blue wave. Stay positive on stay focused on the positive. Just try to get out of that your own way, out of that mind a little bit. Be present in the moment and try to let go of that fear. It's so important.
When you did that card, I shuffled and I just my gemstone cards, and this one flew out. It was amber, and it says, "Give it to God." You can say universe, you can say your higher self, however you believe, but it says take a deep breath, and in the exhale, release the situation for healing answers. So
I love that. Perfect. It goes right along with it. Just breathe through it. Try to stay grounded and secure and just very focused and positive. All right. Well, Deann, it's always so much fun to hang out with you and with everybody in the community. I really had a fun week celebrating my 5K, which I haven't heard from my winners yet. So I'll just announce my winners for my free giveaway. Let me find them real quick. My winner for a free reading, if you're watching, was Cheryl Ward. I posted it in my community tab. And the winner for the free Reiki session was Maria Kulak. So if you're watching now, please send me an email at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com. I have my email in the description box, and we can get something set up for those winning the giveaway. And congratulations to the winners. All right. Well, tonight will be interesting. Like I said, Deann will be on in 2 weeks again, and we always enjoy when Deann's on. It's always fun. Me and Deann are such good friends, so it's always fun to do a show together. So, all right.
I know. I love being on with you. I love any excuse I get to see you.
Yeah, and go over to her channel and subscribe if you haven't already. We would appreciate that. I think I'm going to be on Mel's channel this Thursday. I haven't talked to him yet, but I think that's the plan. Do you have any shows that you want to?
Let me look. I got tomorrow. I got a show with Jen Lynn at 2 in the afternoon Central. Jen World Tarot. I don't know why. I must have her on my mind too. Anyway, Jen's World Tarot tomorrow at 2 at Central, and then Thursday I have Lady G coming on at 6 p.m. And then Friday I'm on Sherry H's channel at 6 p.m. And Monday I've got Susan Lynn, Psychic Medium, and PD Connect. So,
very fun. All right, everyone. Sending you all a lot of love. We're asking for the most outcomes for these elections, and should be interesting to see how everything goes. So, you all take care. All right, bye-bye.